Hello my little supernovas! Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. It's the end of the holidays. We are all getting back to work. And speaking of work, I actually went to the fabric store today because I have a few commissions to complete for January. And I found the craziest fabric ever. And I'm so excited. Fabricville has randomly kind of popped off. I actually looked through the discount section really hard, and I went back 3 times, and this fabric caught my eye. And I want to make something for when I go to Toronto in the next few weeks for the finale of Canada's Drag Race Season 5. So let's see what I can make from this raincoat fabric. Let's observe the fabric. Okay, so I seen this paper. It's almost like wrapping paper, and I was like, wait, what is this? It's a snake print, transparent raincoat fabric. So I'm gonna start by making a pleated skirt first, because I just love to wear pleated skirts. It is just such a huge part of my drag right now. I have so many pleated skirts, it's not even funny. But I really want to try making a corset from this fabric, which I think would be really hot because it's see-through and everything. So we'll see how it goes. I might change it as I go along, but right now I'm really feeling this. The bit that sucks with working with these kinds of fabrics, typically leathers or things that are kind of slippery but kind of sticky like these, I would also say PVC is kind of similar to this, is that you need a walking foot. And what I mean by walking foot is what I'm about to show you. This is a walking foot, so as you can see there's teeth below, but on a normal foot of a sewing machine there's no actual teeth. You can see the clear is white clear bit on top. So this here will help the fabric on both ends guide through, because I'm gonna have to remove the actual plastic films that come on this fabric. Alright, so our waistband and the pleats are all done. I will just sew these together like this, so this side to this side, and then it would flip out and you have your waistband on a skirt. But I'm going to save that for very last. Here is a pattern that I've used before for a corset. I'll picture it right here. So I'm going to use this pattern and then I'll modify it as I go. Where this fabric is like a vinyl, you can't actually pin it when you're working with it. So I'm going to use this masking tape to tape down the pattern pieces onto here. And then I'll use my little red clippies to clip it all together and sew. Alright Diva, so after a quick little hour of sewing, I have the outer shell of this created. I wouldn't say that as a corset. I always say corset, but it's actually just a very fitted bodice. The issue is that I didn't realize when purchasing the fabric that there's also a layer, a thicker layer of plastic on the inside that you have to peel off, which makes the fabric lose its structure. It appeared to be more structural than what it is. And it is not. Therefore, I do have to put some ridgeline boning in the front just so that everything stands up correctly and actually goes into the curves of my body, but I'm not putting it through the entirety of the bodice because then it just warps and doesn't do things right. This is ridgeline boning. I buy mine off of AliExpress. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to put it here on these channels. Then I'm going to cover up the edge of that ridgeline with a waistband. Okay, so this is just quickly pinned onto the mannequin here. As you can see, it's kind of see-through. You can kind of see the cogs underneath. And I just have it thrown on. She's not exactly my size, so it looks all weird and frumpy here, but it won't look like that on my body. Ever since last night's episode, I can't stop saying, Zainal, don't you think you're poking the bear? Zainal, stop poking the bear. Oh, my glasses fell. I look a mess today because when I'm just working and sewing, I don't take care of myself. I just sit down and I kind of just work, do my thing. And right now I have to melt some plastic to put some grommets in it. So I don't need to wear anything nice. I have this lovely heat tool, which is what I use to like poke holes through fabric, or like this is plastic, so it's gonna melt very easily. So then I can insert these grommets. So this is the back of like the bodice corset piece. So there's boning in here so that it doesn't tear through. So what I'm gonna do is measure an inch from the top. This will be where my first grommet goes, but then I'm gonna do 2-inch increments. And here we are. Ooh, diva. So it's like 24 hours since I seen you guys last, and I finished my project and moved on to a commission that I'm halfway through. So I'm gonna show you the finished product of, or like nearly finished, needs some like little finishes and stuff, but almost there, of what I'm wearing to the finale in Toronto. All right, and here she is. Ooh. So it is a cinched corseted bodysuit moment with a pleated detachable skirt and a trench with some poodle fur. And okay, don't come for me, PETA, not real poodles. Then that same raincoat fabric used for the entire trench coat. And now I'm just working on a commission for Fifi Faux Femme, a new baby queen here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm making her. It's gonna be like a baby doll dress. This is the main floral print fabric for the outfit, just kind of laid out in pieces. This is the bottom skirt piece. This is like the top almost shirt type piece. And then over here we have sleeves that will be attached to like these big plumes. I've done my big one officially. I've done like 2 outfits, basically to completion within the past few hours. So here we are. I just want to rest now. I'm like so tired. I'm not used to wasting all this energy after such a nice Christmas break, the holidays. Alright sisters, I've officially received the measurements for my next commission of this week, and I have everything cut. I'll show you the fabric and then I'll show you the cut pattern pieces before I start assembling everything. This is the fabric for the 3rd outfit of this week. It's like a leather suede. This commission is for Midas in Toronto. She is a little tiny thing, and I'm very excited to be doing something for her. These are the cut pattern pieces. Some of you would know Midas as like the little dancing girl in your scene in Toronto, or y'all would know her as like the producer and editor of The Powder Room, which is Aurora, Van Gogh, and Perla's podcast. My package just arrived. So it is the next day. I have everything done here. I just need to get some zippers and put it into the back of this top and the back of this skirt. Hello, my little supernovas. I am back. I have been on a little hiatus from my little YouTube journey just because I've been so busy. And in my times of rest, I wanted to rest up and kind of come back with some fresh ideas and really just like kick off this journey again, continue on the journey rather. But today I wanted to make like a little discounted outfit for you guys, something that's not gonna cost me really much of anything. So I'm dipping into like a few of my scraps, but mainly I'm gonna be working with these fabrics that I bought today at the local like thrift department store. So I got these fabrics for like $13 in total. One is a curtain, the other is just like raw fabric that hasn't been used. But we will observe those fabrics and then we will sit down and do a little design consultation with myself, see what I want to create out of this amount of fabric. So this here is the curtain that I found today at the thrift store, and this here is just the raw unused fabric. So I have about 2 meters of this. I have about a meter of this, especially like when it's folded. And also the fun thing about this, and one of the reasons why I bought it, is not only because it's blue and I love blue and like navy blue, but it also has this trim on the bottom, which I could definitely salvage and use for the outfit itself. Now, when I look at like the curtain brocade fabric, my mind instantly goes to corset. I don't know why, I just feel like it's very almost like Victorian in a sense. So I'm like, I kind of want to do a corset. Do I want to put in the work to make a corset? I don't end up making a corset. It is a fitted bodice. It's a fitted bodice. I had no boning. Not really, but I think I'm gonna do it anyways. I think what I'll do is a corset, a bodice, with a draped skirt. It also doesn't end up being a draped skirt. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the top of this outfit. How do I want the top, especially like the breast and torso region, to like look like aside from the corset itself? What cut do I want the corset to be? So there's a few questions I have to answer here. I'm going to actually screen record my design process, and then we can kind of see where my mind is at. Design process is done. I think that I'm gonna have a little bit more fabric than what is actually like in my design here. So I may add elements afterwards, but right now I'm gonna stick to a base corset that has like kind of a scoop neckline moment that has exposed bra cups. Then that neckline will be lined with that trim that's on the bottom of the curtain. The corset will be made from the curtain, and then the skirt will be made from that blue fabric. I jumped straight into cutting the lining and the outer shell of the bodice, the fitted bodice piece, not a corset. It is not a corset. So I cut all those pieces first. Then I have to iron on some interfacing to the curtain outer shell. Here is the lining fully assembled. As you can see, like some of the measurements are a little bit off just because I modified this pattern as I was working with it. I didn't do any of the mathematics. I just added some lengths and said, let's go. It works out in the end, but this is a very risky way of doing a fitted outfit. Here I am beginning to assemble that outer shell. And as you can see, I had enough interfacing for all except one panel on each side, and I was so annoyed. But here is the main outer shell constructed. I think the lining is on here. This is the bias tape attached to the bottom and the bias tape attached to the top. Now you can see a general little fitting, and I'm just kind of scoping it all out. Now I'm just showing you a little bit more of the bias tape. I used the actual like curtain fabric for the bias tape. And then here is where the modification of the actual design come in. You can see that I went for more of like a drag queenie silhouette. That's what it is in my mind. And we don't have any bra foam here in Newfoundland, so I just used an old bra and I covered the old bra cups with some of that curtain fabric and just sewed them directly into the outfit. All right, my divas and dolls, we are here, we are finished. This is the next day. I just had to run to the fabric store and grab a zipper to throw in the back of this outfit. The outfit changed a little bit. There's some design aspects that kind of changed with this. I stuck true to that scoop with the exposed bra cups, but I did change the skirt, and I also changed where I put that trim. I realized that I had more trim than what I even thought I had, and I wanted to make sure that I utilized it. I didn't want to throw it out, and I knew that I would have ended up just cutting it for that one swoop and then not really having enough to do anything else with it. So I was like, let's add it in the center. Let's create that silhouette of like the V, and then have the applique, which is also mine, that I just had stuffed away, and I was like, let's just use it. Let's throw it on this outfit. But the skirt was the main part of this outfit that had changed. Initially, we discussed a draped skirt, but I ended up being like, hey, no, it's giving lazy. It's giving I don't really want to do this if I just had to do a little draped skirt. So instead, I did the frilly skirt. So I did a lot of ruffles on the side. This is like one of my favorite things about like designing and creating, is that when I'm doing stuff for myself, I don't ever totally stick true to like the initial design. I kind of work with it as I go, and I go, you know what? No, I'll make this modification. I'll make this modification. If I'm doing commissions, then I don't change it, or I consult with the person first and say, hey, listen, I think that this would actually be better than what I had initially designed. Like, what do you think of this? And then we move forward with that, or we don't change it at all. We just leave it as is. One of the things that's so fun about this specific project is that I was using a curtain. Like, curtain material frays easily, and like that's why I had to put a stabilizer on the back. But like it it just like takes it up that extra notch now that I can look at people and be like, well, yes, this is made from curtains. This is also, like, I never realized until I completed it, where it has an open-ended zipper on the back, is kind of like a reveal outfit. Like, I could wear something underneath, like a nice sparkly bra, or like, I don't know, like pasties or something. It could be very like burlesque if I want it to be. So it's a multifunctional outfit. I like it. It's cute. It's not like my favorite thing I've made in the world. I was just kind of bored yesterday and I was like, let's just make something. I don't have a commission to fulfill right now, so let's fulfill myself. So this outfit, at the end of the day, probably cost me, I would say, about 20 current dollars, but I also had that applique left over and I used other things for like the lining and to help with like the skirt piece. So in total, this outfit, if I just had to use it with all discount fabrics and have bought those other fabrics like the same day, I would say I would have spent maybe 50 to 60 bucks on this outfit. And it's just something little and fun, just something to throw on. Could be a reveal outfit, but it could be whatever. My art pop could mean anything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another little sewing video, a sewing vlog, something that, well, I'm adding stuff in from back in January. So this is like a kind of month's worth of just like little sewing projects. There's a lot more in between too. I just didn't record it all. So here we are. Thank you all so much. I love you. Like, comment, subscribe.